I'm calling the Board of Zoning and Building Appeals meeting to order. Can we please do a roll call?
Kane,
Here.
Grotman is excused. Kimball,
Here.
Thibodeau,
Here.
Masterson.
Here.
Members of the administration, Council Liaison Winkle,
Here.
Chief Building Official Fursden,
Here.
Assistant Law Director Morgan, Planning and Development Director Lieber.
Will all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Okay, does anybody have anything to say in regards to the approval of the minutes? Hearing none, I make a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept. Second.
Please call roll.
Kane,
Here. Yes.
Kimball,
Yes.
Thibodeau,
Yes.
Masterson.
Yes.
Carries unanimously.
Planning Commission report.
At the Planning Commission meeting of February 13th, 4 applications were approved. The first one was 5700 Jaycox. It was for modular classrooms at Liberty Elementary School. The second one was for 35970 Center Ridge Road for a proposal that consisted of repurposing a vacant auto repair shop for retail use. Also 36885 Center Ridge Road. And the proposal consisted of an addition to existing building, parking expansion, and lot consolidation, as well as ordinance number 2024-4, an ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of North Ridgeville such that parcel number 0700023101-074 located at 8371 Avon Belden Road be rezoned from R1 Residence District to I2 Light Industrial.
Thank you very much. Do we have a master plan update, Mr. Thibodeau?
We do, thank you. After a year-long process, North Ridgeville Steering Committee will be presenting the finalized document to Planning Commission on March 12th and at 7 p.m. in these council chambers.
Okay. Ms. Lieber, did you want to add anything? Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll move into the public hearings.
Applicant PPZ 2024-0248 Christine Shaw, 5366 Barton Road, PPN 07-00-005-108-001. Proposal consists of a lot split. Property is zoned R1 Residence District. Requests a 1,085 square foot variance for a lot area of a lot proposed to be served by public utilities. Applicant shows lot area of 15,115 square feet. Code requires 16,200 square feet. Section 1250.04A2. Notes, the proposed 0.347 acre lot is currently not served by public utilities. The proposed 0.032 acre lot will need to be consolidated with the purchaser's property or another variance would be required.
Okay, is there anybody here to speak on behalf of this matter? Anybody that's going to speak needs to come to the podium and be sworn in. Okay? Hi, would you state your name and address for the record, please?
Christine Shaw, I'm the owner of the parcel, but I live at 1251 Gale Avenue in Lakewood.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the statements you are about to make before this Zoning and Building Board of Appeals for the City of North Ridgeville are true as you shall answer unto God or under the penalties of the law of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just go ahead and tell us a little bit about your application.
Well, we're just looking, as the cover letter says, for a variance for parcel number 2, which is slightly below the square footage that's required for a building, a residence.
Okay.
And I understand the conditions that you just vocalized, and we have no opposition to that. I mean, it makes sense to have it tied into water and sewer, and we've checked the sewer, and it comes to just before that parcel. The back neighbor's lot is where the sewer stops. And I don't think it would be an inconvenience to extend that line for the new parcel to tie in. And the reason that we're requesting the variance is because we're concerned about the leach bed from the septic system that supports the main house, which is on the front parcel.
Does anybody on the board want to have any questions or speak on this matter? James?
You're splitting the lot off into 3 pieces to make one buildable lot.
Yes, sir.
So the one buildable lot is going to be under our allowed square footage.
Yes, sir.
Okay. My only problem is, like you said, it needs to be written that if we allow it, it needs to be deeded as such that it has to tie into city sewer or city water would be my only concern. Because if you were to not do that and you were to go after a septic system, then you would be back in here again, potentially, because they're gonna tell you where the house goes after they tell you where the septic goes.
Right, I
So-
understand.
It's kind of a unique little area there. There is potentially room to put a home. Some of the other lots are smaller with decent houses on them, but, you know, just, if the board approves it, I would recommend that we have the verbiage in there for the new deed state that it has to tie into city sewer and city water. So that's just my 2 cents.
Did you want to add something, Kim?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would agree that additional variances might be required unless some of these conditions or restrictions would be put in place. So as shown on the lot split plat, you could require a deed restriction or place a condition that parcel 2 be served by public utilities as a condition of approval if you're so inclined. And then also parcel 1, that's the skinny piece next to the neighbor property. The applicant did share the purchase agreement with me at a meeting, so I've seen it. But you can also require that a consolidation occur for that neighbor piece as a condition of approval, again, if you feel inclined to grant the variance.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? I agree that both of those are concerning issues. So, would you have any problem if we did add a couple conditions?
No, we wouldn't be opposed to that at all, I understand.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Law Director.
I know before sometimes I've said I'm not a fan of conditional variances, and the reason is the enforcement of them. So if you approve the one that required a deed restriction, if you could additionally add that it be done within a certain time frame, so we can put it on our calendar and we know to check and make sure it's done. Something that's generous for them, I don't know, 6 months or something like that. And the same thing on the second one. If you approve it conditioned on a lot consolidation, again, that would be done and they would show proof to us that it was done in maybe 6 months.
I could definitely do the 6 months on the third parcel, the small strip, because he's ready to go on that. But the second parcel is gonna go for sale, so I'm not sure if 6 months is gonna be enough time.
But we're talking about it, not actually doing the work, but just the deed restriction so that when it does sell,
Okay, that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand it might not sell right away.
Okay.
Mr. Winkle, did you have anything to add or contribute?
No, Madam Chair, it's kind of the only thing I had in mind was making sure that the bill of sale is satisfied, and I think we covered that. Tom and I had.
Mr. Furston, did you have any comments that you wanted to add? Okay. Ms. Lieber, did you want to add anything more?
Nothing further other than I put some findings of fact in my report for the board to consider, so just wanted to point out that the board has that information as well. Thank you.
So, what I'm,
Madam Chair, I got one more question. Maybe the law director, you currently own the property outright? There's no liens on the
Oh,
property?
there is, there's a mortgage on it.
So when you split this, it's no longer gonna be part of that mortgage.
Well, I have to work with Wells Fargo on that, and we need your approval before I can go forward with them. So if there's a small mortgage on it, it's $58,000.
Because once you're through that with us and Wells Fargo, you could have this new deed created before the sale of the home, so it's already in place before you sell it, so it passes on that deed to the next seller.
That's my intention. I'm already in touch with with the title company, and they're set to move on it as soon as we get the okay.
Okay.
Are you satisfied with?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I just wanted to note that it's in place on the deed before it sells, because if it's not in place on your deed, it can disappear.
Right, I understand that, and I don't disagree.
That's all I got, Madam Chair.
Not a problem. There's nobody in the audience that wants to speak on behalf of this matter.
Hey, you have anything to say?
Seeing nothing, I mean, I'm not trying to make light of the fact.
Yeah.
Okay, so, part of the reason why I'm coming to where I'm with the facts that you presented, you've been here before. We did ask you before to come back with a survey. We do greatly appreciate that. That makes it a lot better for us. In regards to parcel number 1, I do think that a time frame of 6 months, adding that for a signed purchase agreement would be a reasonable consideration. In regards to parcel number 2, I do think that a deed restriction does need to be put in place to ensure that utilities are provided. And that any new lot requiring any new construction be served by municipal water and sewer as a condition of the approval. We do expect that to be done in 6 months. With everything that I read, I would be looking for, I'm making a motion to approve it as I read it. Would that be okay?
Madam
that-
Chair, I'd just clarify that the conditions are that parcel 1 would be consolidated with the purchaser's parcel within 6 months, and that a deed restriction be placed upon parcel 2 within 6 months, or as the new deed is created with the split before sale.
Okay, I thought that's what I said, but,
And then I
okay.
have a question, when we do this deed with the restriction, do you want me to come back and show proof that that is in?
It's a question for them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason it's helpful for enforcement purposes if we have a time frame, because from the time, if it passes tonight, then we can put it on a calendar 6 months from now to check and see that it's been taken care of.
Okay.
Without that, things sometimes fall through the cracks. So
Understood.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so I make a motion that with the condition of parcel number 1 to be consolidated with the property that it's being sold to, be done within 6 months. In regards to parcel number 2, to ensure utilities are provided, we are requiring a deed restriction on the new lot requiring any new construction to be served by municipal water and sewer as a condition of approval, and that needs to be done within 6 months as well. So that's a motion to approve as I stated. I'm looking for a second.
Second.
Would the clerk please take roll?
Kane,
Yes.
Kimball,
Yes.
Thibodeau,
Yes.
Masterson.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Is there any other business before the board this evening? Hearing none, I adjourn the meeting.